Welcome back to the Ashes to Rubies conversational podcast where we talk about life and recovery.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Hi,
morning,
John.
my friends. Hi, Vicky. We've been away for 2 weeks. We've taken 2 weeks off, and I feel like I don't have to speak for you, but I can. I feel like we're both like in whatever grade, like grade 7 or 8, and we're back at school. Like it's like we had the summer off and now it's like first day of school and we have this anxious tension of like, what did we miss? We missed all this stuff and all the responsibilities of life.
I think that's typical when people grown-ups get back from vacation. They're like, what's my job again? What do I have to do? What happened while I was gone?
Yay, we're grown-ups.
Yeah.
What was the thing you missed most? Did you miss something most? One thing? Yeah. No. I missed our coffee machine because like that pursuit of coffee was a struggle sometimes. Remember the one time in our hotel room where I heard the Keurig starting and I'm like, no, we're not going out like that. And I actually poured it down the sink. But I tried to make you think that I drank it.
I knew you didn't.
You were on to me. So I missed coffee. I missed that. And I missed
coffee every day.
No, I missed like our coffee machine.
Okay.
Like we have a specific coffee machine with specific coffee. Yeah, I miss that. It's the little things, the little comforts of your own. What did you miss anything in particular? No, you just like are fluid wherever you go. It's just
I definitely like our morning routine, and I like that you make me coffee every morning. So it was a little more of a challenge.
There was a challenge.
Have to wait and go get coffee somewhere else.
Had to wait. Oh yeah, you're the waiting. I can wait to have coffee. You dislike waiting.
I like it first thing in the morning.
You like it.
If somebody brought me coffee in bed every morning to wake me up, that would
it wouldn't even matter what time it would be. No. I think I could get away at 5 a.m. Like
if you delivered me a coffee at like 5 a.m.
and I had
with the sun shining into my room, I would drink it and then I would be awake.
Did you forget to pack anything? I always forget to pack something. Remember when we were camp counseling and I forgot what?
Underwear.
My underwear. I had one pair of underwear for like 8 days.
Yeah, and then we went to like
the third day we went to the town store to buy underwear. Like, and it was like tighty whitey land. Like that's all they had, like giant tiger brand. It was horrible. Did you forget to pack anything? I did.
So we are I'm switching gears.
I didn't forget to pack anything. Just to close that conversation. Now we're switching gears.
No one cares about our vacation. So we are going to get back into the swing of things, and we tried not to take a break from healthy living for the first part of our vacation. And then the second part of our vacation was like full break from healthy living. It's a little harder to get back into like the swing of things. Do you feel a difference not doing like our morning routine the way that we usually
we've been doing it? Yeah. I feel like a little bit disconnected. I think that what I've come to understand in my recovery is that my exact nature of the being of John Ruby has a tendency to wander away.
Yeah.
Like not on purpose, but like it's easy for me just to walk away or wander away or I'm the kid that always got lost in the mall. And my mom's like, there's the pager. Would the John Ruby please come to the
And I feel the same way, and I think that it's easy for me to like make excuses and to think like, oh no, what I'm doing right now is good enough. No, this is good. I'm doing good.
My friend Josh did a podcast episode on good enough. And that whole concept of thinking, oh, it's good enough.
I'll have to look back in our episodes and listen to the good enough.
Good enough. It was really good. It was better than good enough.
So I'm glad to be back.
Glad to be back on track. Yeah. Get the disciplines. The disciplined life is the good life, right? Yeah, I agree. All right. We are going to read our morning devotional. Thank you for joining us. I'm Megan. We're going to get right into it. This is August the 16th. Like,
don't start talking about how summer's
in
over,
Canada.
Winter's almost here. I don't want to hear it.
I saw the in Canada, the leaves are going to tell you something, and the leaves stop being green and they turn red and go, I'm going to die. Have fun in winter. And so I saw a red tree the other day. I'm like, what? What is this? Okay, getting into our morning meditation. It may be that the harsh words and accusations we use to whip the alcoholic or drug addict for what he has done or failed to do leave no mark once the battle is over. But how can you tell? How can we risk hurting another person who is already so deeply wounded by his own guilt? Does the voice of God have a chance to be heard over my angry shouting? What is the purpose of letting myself fly apart in reckless tantrums? To punish the drinker? To relieve my pent up feelings? Today's reminder. It's interesting me reading it from the codependency.
Out of an Al-Anon book.
Yeah. So today's reminder. I cannot punish anyone without punishing myself. The release of my tensions, even if it seems justified, leaves dregs of bitterness behind. Unless I have deliberately decided that my relationship with my spouse has no further value in my life, I would do well to consider the long range benefits of quiet acceptance of in times of stress. Here's a quote. How shall you punish those whose remorse is already greater than their misdeeds? This is what I'm hearing. How do I let go and let God and not be God to the person around me of my hurt, my frustrations, my expectations, and I use my words. And so I can bring this into my recovery life and go, I motivate people by my words of I'm not being tolerant, I'm not being loving, and I'm punishing you with my words. I do that even in recovery. And so this is referring to the spouse that is living with an alcoholic person, and you're trying to control their behavior and get your pent up frustrations out. And in that codependent addictive cycle of living together, there's this perpetuation of the codependent feeling anxious and angry and feeling ripped off, feeling like I'm the victim, and then the alcoholic drinks, and then you unleash all of your anger and built up frustration and all of that stuff to punish him, to motivate his behavior to do something different, and then the cycle continues and continues. So how do I let go and let God? Like, how do I truly let go and give somebody over to the care of God, including my own emotions and my own self? How do I do that in recovery and outside of recovery? Trusting God that God will lead this person that's in the addictive substance abuse. How do you do that and let God's will be done instead of us trying to exert all of this stuff inside of us, because it's all hurt and pain and it's not going my way. It's actually us playing God. And I can do that in addictive relationships, and I can do that in sober relationships. So where do I do that in our relationship? I think I still do that sometimes, where I try to motivate you by I'm feeling frustrated and insecure, and like she's not doing what I need to be done, and maybe she's not taking care of herself like I think she should take care of herself. So I try to motivate you, but it's coming out of my own frustration. And so I'm actually not letting God lead your life. I'm trying to be God, and I'm trying to insert myself as your higher power to motivate you in a negative way. Motivation in a negative way is a horrible thing. What do you think about that?
Sorry. Well, I think, yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I think that it's not necessarily my job to to try to motivate other people, especially not when I'm frustrated, right? And so when I'm frustrated, I'm not a good motivator. Like, I'm not a good helper.
So do you find that we like, and we all do it, like, do we punish people with our words? Do we punish people?
For sure.
And so the beautiful thing that I've come to know about the character of God is that as adults and as people that have a relationship with God, he actually took all of our punishment. Like, there's going to be consequences to our actions, that there's no doubt about that. Like, if I swerve into traffic, I could hit somebody, hurt myself. But the punishment of my life, the punishment that I'm deserved, Jesus actually bore it on the cross, and he took all of our punishment. And so I don't have to live under the constraints of feeling that weight of I'm going to be punished by authority. God has actually relieved us of that burden. And so if we're under the burden of that fear of punishment, then we punish others around us, because we perpetuate our fears onto other people. So, wow, it's a heavy reading for being 2 weeks gone. But can we let go and let God in our recoveries? And I understand in our addictive lives, we're still in control and we're still hurting people around us. But even in our recovery, do we have the ability to let God lead and not us punish? Because I think punishment comes out of fear, and correction and discipline come out of love. So can we let God love those around us and love us, and us not play God? Whew.
Like, yeah, because it's not my job to correct other adults in my life. It's actually not my job. If I'm living with another adult, they're not a child. I don't need to correct them. It's a little different when you talk about like the relationship with a child, but even then, this reading is talking about like harsh words and accusations, and how like we get frustrated, and then we we unleash like an angry tirade, or go on a rant or have a little tantrum. And I'm totally guilty of that. Releasing my pent up feelings, and then there's the angry cycle, the crying cycle. It kind of comes full circle. But it wasn't helpful actually at all to our relationship. It's not, and there's no other relationship where I would actually do that. I'm not going to do that at work. I'm not going to do that with my friends. Like,
you should.
And so, especially with marriage, or in like, in a dating relationship, or, there's some of those behaviors that start to come out, especially when you're dealing with an alcoholic and a codependent relationship, where we get into a lot of these like really unhealthy behaviors. And we're so frustrated, and we really want the other person to change, and we love them and we care about them. But it doesn't matter. Like, we actually don't get to act like that as adults. It's not how we treat other adults.
So true. Very good reading. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Jenna Lee. Nice to see you on I can't see you, but you can see us. And so today I just want to leave us with letting go and letting God. Let God love us and correct us and guide us and discipline us. We have a God that is love and not fear-based, and fear-based is all about punishment. And that's where we come from, this fear-based, I'm going to punish people because I hurt. And so how do we be God's love and God's comfort to the world around us? And so we have to be disciplined and corrected by God and not fear this punishment. So we leave you with that. Let go, let God today, and we will see you tomorrow. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and wash your hands.